Hello everybody and welcome to this week's video. I think this is just going to be mood reading because I was going to do reading Christmas books for a week, but I've started a Christmas book and I'm already like don't really fancy this vibe. So I think I'll be mood reading, which should be interesting because I don't know what mood I'm in. So change of location, I'm currently at my boyfriend's house, but I did go book shopping the other day. So I have some options with me, and I've got my Kindle and a book that I did bring from home to read. So I'm going to try and read those because they're on my actual TBR. So the book I started was The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk. I got 36 pages in and don't want to pick it up again. So might end up softy and effing this for now and maybe try and come back to it later. And then on my Kindle, I've got See You Next Winter by Holly Jean Smith. That I do want to read is the sequel to Can I Tell You Something, which I read last Christmas and really enjoyed. It's just really smutty, which kind of is what I'm in the mood for. So I'm probably going to read this, but other options that I have got with me, and again I'm happy with my Kindle, so the fact I bought a physical copy is kind of not annoying but silly. Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I know Ellen Catherine was quite excited about this one. I think she enjoyed it. I can't remember. I have this and it is on my Kindle as well because I do not like holding hardbacks. I just like putting them on my shelf. So I might read this at some point. I've also got a few other random ones. I won't show you all of them because I am doing a book haul at some point in the near future. So these will all be in it. But the other one that I'm quite excited for is the Tatami Time Machine Blues by Tomohiko Morimi. I might be butchering that name. But this is like time travel for silly reasons. And it's quite short, which I do like. So those are my options. I know See You Next Winter is also quite short, so maybe I'll start with that to fulfill the Christmas checkbox. And then maybe I'll move on to this because Coca-Cola plays a part in this. And I am a big Diet Coke girly. So I'm quite excited to read this one, I can't lie. So yeah, let's crack on. I think I will start with See You Next Winter because I do want to read something festive and smutty, which that's how I like my Christmas books, with a lot of smut in them, is what I discovered last year when I was binge reading Christmas smut. So let's read that one. I have done quite a bit of reading since my last update because I don't really know what I'm thinking about anything that I'm reading or what I'm gonna read next or anything. So I've tried to pull all of that together to do this clip. I'm aware that my camera is currently wonky and the lighting is not great, but I couldn't be bothered to turn on my light or rearrange anything to prop my phone on, so that's what we're working with. Anyway, I did end up reading See You Next Winter by Holly Jean Smith, and I really enjoyed this one actually. So we follow Kayla and Ryan, who are like childhood best friends who become friends with benefits, and it's like a yearly thing, like they holiday together in France, and every time they holiday together they hook up. And yeah, this was just really cute. It was quite like spicy towards the start, and then you like get that development of no, we actually want to make a relationship out of this. My only qualm with it is Kayla, the main female character. She just didn't match the energy that Ryan had. I don't think that's a good way to explain that, but hopefully you know what I mean. Like he was very golden retriever, just wants to do anything to be with her, and she was like, no, we can't make this work. What are you on about? It's not gonna work. So yeah, that's my only issue with it. I'm giving this a 4.25, which feels quite high, but I'm giving it a 4.25 because it was a fun time. I read it really quickly, literally in one sitting. It is on Kindle Unlimited, so I would probably say read it on that because the books, I think this was about £12, but I might have made that up. because it is, I think, an indie published copy, so obviously that always bulks up the price a little bit. But I enjoyed this. It's a fun read. I hope she does another installment. I don't know where she'd take the story from here, but I hope she does another installment in this little like friend group thing for next year, because this is like a tradition for me now, is to read a Holly June Smith book. I did then read a novella by Holly June Smith. I did read this on my Kindle, which I changed the stickers on. If you're a fan of BBC's Ghosts, I have a bunch of stickers and a bookmark from that show, so I just think it's cute. Like, it's got, this will make no sense if you haven't seen the show, but if you haven't seen the show, you should watch it. It's really good. It's got the character Fanny on a bookmark, and it says, "What on earth are you reading, this absolute filth?" And it just made me laugh, and I bought a little mystery bundle of stuff for the show because it's like one of my favourite things, and they haven't done a Christmas episode this year. So, but I did take to my Kindle and I read another Holly June Smith book or novella called One More Gift, which was wild, to say the least. It is a couple in the process of divorcing, but the wife has got a boyfriend and they're all snowed in together over Christmas, and it gets pretty freaky. I enjoyed it, but I also really didn't care for any of the characters at all. So if you just want a spicy fun time, that's the one for you. I'm gonna give that like a 3, maybe a 2.75 if I'm being more realistic. Like, it was fine, didn't care for the characters, didn't care for much of the plot, was just there for the spice, so that was fine though. I've read that now. I also started an audiobook because I was too impatient to wait for my credit, so I just bought this to get a head start. I am audiobooking Powerful by Lauren Roberts because I fell in love with Kai and Payton, and I want to read this obviously before I go into Reckless, which is the sequel to Powerless, which I will also audiobook because I loved the narrators for that one. Not loving the narrators for this one as much. They're just not for me, but this is shorter, so hopefully I will get over that and just finish it. This one is about, I can't do names. I've listened to the book so I know how they're pronounced, I still can't say them. Adina, who is Payton's best friend, and Mac. He's got a longer name, but Mac we'll call him. And they're both trying to like sneak in to see Payton and another one of the contestants. I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, contestants in the trials that take place in Powerless. So this is like running alongside that story. It's okay so far. I like Adina, she's funny. I don't like Mac, he's not funny. But I'm on chapter 6 of that, so hopefully I'll get a bit further in. I don't know when though, maybe on the bus tomorrow to work. But I have another Ghosts bookmark. This is just some quotes from the show, so hopefully someone who likes Ghosts watches this, otherwise I'm saying this for no reason. Yes, I'm going to audiobook this one. I don't think it will take me long, but I also don't know when I will listen to it. I'm hoping I can sneak a few listens in at work tomorrow, because that would be nice, but also obviously I need to do my job first, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe at lunch I'll walk somewhere and listen to it. But I've got that, and then because I always like to have a physical book on the go that I am reading with my own eyes and not listening to, I'm probably going to start Winter by Ali Smith, which I'm quite excited for. This is just about some strangers that end up staying in a 15-bedroom house in Cornwall over Christmas. I think it's got to be literary fiction, right? That's what the first book in this quartet is. If you don't know, Ali Smith did a quartet of books that are autumn, winter, spring and summer. I think there's another one, there's like a companion piece to go with it. I think that's literally what it's called. And I read Autumn when I was on the way back from Edinburgh in September. Loved it, it was great, so obviously bought the rest of them straight away. And I'm excited to read this one, and the font is huge. I love it. Look at that, gorgeous. And there's pages that are blank, which I also quite enjoy. Look at the size of that font, isn't it great? So I'm probably going to start this one. I might take this one a bit slower because I do enjoy a literary fiction, and I really did enjoy Autumn by Ali Smith. So that is my lineup right now though. Obviously I've done 2 Christmas books. I've got fantasy on the go. Winter is technically a Christmas book, I'm calling it that. Oh, and an update for The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk. I have definitely DNF'd that book now. I tried to pick it up again and not for me, so I think I'm just gonna call it a day. Yeah, and if I don't get to some of the Christmassy books that I want to read, I might do a 24-hour, don't quote me on this, but I might do a 24-hour readathon next week because I've got the week off and I'll need something to do. So I might do that just to get through the rest of my TBR, and I want to do a whole vlog dedicated to reading Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. I don't know if I want to read that over Christmas because I feel like it would be stressful, so maybe I'll leave that till New Year's. But that's some updates on what I think is going to happen in the next few weeks on this channel. But let's cut to me hopefully reading one of the 2 books that I have just picked out, because if I don't read these then I don't know what's going on anymore. So I will see you in a bit. I can't remember what I said in my last clip, but I think I've maybe alluded to the fact I was listening to Powerful on audio. I feel like that's been said. If not, I was audiobooking Powerful, the novella by Lauren Roberts, between Powerless and Reckless, because I plan to use my Audible credit this month to get Reckless. Oh, I think I did talk about this because I said something about the narrators. The narrators did grow on me a bit, like I didn't mind them as much by the end. And again, Mac, although I didn't really like him to start with, he was alright by the end. I really enjoyed this, I can't lie. I think something about Lauren Roberts' writing is incredible. It's very easy to digest fantasy, because I struggle with like proper fantasy. Like I tried reading Throne of Glass and that did not work for me at all. So the premise for this one though is Adina, which is the main character of Powerless's best friend, wants to see Payden while she's in the trials. Mac, our main guy, also wants to go see someone that is in the trials with Payden, and so they hatch a plan to break into, is it the palace they're staying? I don't know if it's called a palace actually, but basically break into where all of the contestants are staying. And it was just really sweet. I loved Adina's innocence and her hopefulness that people are good. I thought that was amazing. And obviously the ending to this links to the ending of Powerless, so I will not say anything other than it got me good. So I'm gonna give this a 4.5. No, did I give it a 4.5? I want to give it a 4.5, but then I'm nervous for Reckless and if I will need to slot it in between the 2 or something. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. That feels right. I really enjoyed this, and I hope Lauren Roberts continues to write fantasy after she's finished this trilogy, meant to be a trilogy. Yep, so that's that. Can you tell I don't plan what I'm gonna say? Also, my lighting keeps changing because I've got my TV on. I didn't think about that when I started filming, but we're going with it. I have also started Winter by Ali Smith. This will annoy people, I'm in the middle of a chapter. I'm on page 178, and I won't lie, for the majority of this I've been very confused as to what is going on. But from what I have gathered, we've got 2 older ladies called Sophia and Iris who are sisters. We've then got, I think it's Sophia's son, Art, comes to stay at this house with them with his girlfriend Charlotte, who may or may not be his girlfriend. That's probably also confusing how I've explained that. I don't know what to say about this. I don't really have any thoughts on it. It's okay. I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Autumn, which is obviously the first in this quartet, but it's not bad. Like I want to keep reading it because I want to understand what's going on. So I think I'm gonna finish this, and maybe that will be the last book we read in this video. I haven't really got a plan for this because it's just mood reading, and I think I want to start another video, so this will likely be the last book in this. I've done 4 books, that's all right for a week. So let's finish this and I'll get back to you on what I think, and if I figure out what is going on. It's not meant to be a confusing book, I don't think. I'm just a little bit dim. Actually no, I shouldn't say that, but maybe it's not written for an audience such as myself. That's how I'll phrase this, but I do want to finish it, so let's crack on. I have finished Winter by Ali Smith, which means I have now reached the end of this week's reading video. I read 4 books. Yeah, 4 books. I will say 3 of them were a lot shorter than a regular book would be, but I'm counting them anyway. So let's discuss all of those, and then I'll tell you my final thoughts on Winter. First, I read See You Next Winter by Holly June Smith, which is a Christmassy novella following Kayla and Ryan, I think the guy's name was, who are childhood friends to lovers. They only see each other once a year, but the past few years Ryan has not come to the family holiday in which they see each other. Not that they're related, but like 2 separate family holidays that happen in the same place at the same time. And it just follows them pining for each other in different countries and the efforts they go to be together in the end, and I just loved it. It was really cute, so I gave that 4.5. I think I'm giving it 4.5 now. As I always say, my ratings at the end of these videos are probably more accurate to what I actually think than the ratings I give them immediately after finishing the books, so I would say it's 4.5. I then read another Holly June Smith novella called One More Gift. I think that's what it's called, One More Gift, which is on Kindle Unlimited, as is See You Next Winter. And that one follows, oh my god, I can't remember their names. One of them's called Henry. But it follows a husband and wife who are mid-divorce, and the wife has gone to their like second home with her new partner to have a Christmassy getaway together. They haven't seen each other in a while. It's meant to be this big romantic moment for them, and then her ex-husband shows up and inserts himself into their relationship, basically. It is spicy. It is a male female, I don't want to call it a romance because it didn't feel romantic when I read it, but it is a romance. It was a fun time. It was a quick read and a fun time. It was, I think, about 150 pages, so easy to get through, and I think I'm settling on like a 2.75 for that one, because the plot was not plotting for me. Like, I wasn't really interested in what was happening, but the smut was good. I like smut, so I was happy to read that. Then I listened to the audiobook of Powerful by Lauren Roberts, which goes between Powerless and Reckless, so I will be doing Reckless probably next. That's likely to be what I start reading after I film this, and I loved that. It was so incredibly cute, I think is the word I'll use for it. It follows Adina, who is a side character in Powerless, and what she gets up to when the main character of Powerless goes into the trials, and what she's doing, how she's trying to like plan to see her friend again, and she befriends someone called Mac who has ulterior motives. And that is all I will say. I loved it. If you haven't read Powerless, please do. If you haven't read Powerful, please do. It's just incredible. That was a 4.5 for me again. And I have just finished Winter, which I think I'm probably going to give it a 3. That feels right. I didn't enjoy it as much as Autumn, which is another book I've read by this author in the same quartet. I'm still confused as to why some of the stuff was mentioned. I don't know much. I don't think I took in enough information to understand this book properly. But this follows a dysfunctional family of a mother and son, an aunt, and a fake girlfriend. It's not a romance or anything. I think it would be classified as literary fiction is the best description for it, and it takes place over one Christmas, which is intriguing because it is dragged out for 320 pages. And it sort of goes into the family dynamic and the history of the family, why they are like they are. And it was enjoyable. I was interested in the characters. I just don't think I was interested in the execution of those characters, if that makes sense. Which is annoying because I really enjoyed Ali Smith's writing in Autumn. So when I read Spring, which is the next one I will conquer, I guess that will be the decider as to whether I actually like Ali Smith's writing or if Autumn was like a one-time thing. But either way, I'm excited to continue this series. I think it is an interesting concept to pick a season and just go with it. So I do recommend this if you are interested in getting into literary fiction. It's easy to read, and yeah, I think it's really nice. That's a really bad word to be using to describe something, but it just is, you know. So a 3-star for this one, and that concludes our reading week. I have no idea what my next video is going to be, because I think I just want to keep mood reading. So if I can make a title that fits the books I want to read, I suppose I will. But on that note, I will see you next week. Bye!